Your name has been brought up in heated conversations among colleagues and co-workers, conversations that have been uttered with an intensity that goes beyond the definition of simple small talk. Your experiences have been studied, your accomplishments have been celebrated, and they have offered insights about you with a gleam in their eyes that conveys something exceptional. It is not a casual interest. Rather, it is an energy, a draw, and a need to provide an explanation for the presence that you have established in the world of another person. They are attempting to comprehend you despite the fact that they have never had the opportunity to meet you, and their curiosity is spreading like wildfire. Those talks were not merely idle chatter, rather, they were electrifying exchanges that constructed a narrative around you, a story that is so fascinating that the very people who talked about you are now drawn closer to you for reasons that are inexplicable. Over time, you have become into a subject of wonder and intrigue. This conversation, which started off as a conversation, has evolved into a magnetic pull that is bringing them immediately into your universe. The sound of your name is no longer only a name, rather, it is an electromagnetic signature that reverberates in rooms that you have never entered, evoking thoughts in individuals who would not recognize your face if they were walking down the street. In the event that you suddenly experience feelings of sensuality, flirtatiousness, or desirability, it is because their attention is completely focused on you. No, this is not merely a yearning. Rather, it is a saturation of energy. It's not only that women are thinking about you, dude. They are also experiencing you, yearning you, and sending you emotional messages that wrap themselves around your senses like silk. It is psychic crossfire that you are experiencing, that flutter in your chest and the warmth between your thighs. They are thinking about you, and your body is aware of this fact. In their conversations with others who are close to them, they have been discussing you in a manner that is not merely casual, but rather impassioned, with specificity, with a spark, and with a shine in their voice that reveals how profoundly touched they are. They are completely unaware of how much they have communicated. The truth is revealed in their tone, in their gaze, and in the frequency with which they use your name, even though they believe they are being delicate and calculated. In their eyes, you are no longer merely a person. Rather, you have become an obsession. They are oblivious to the fact that their energy has become particularly loud. People feel it, that odd, unsaid weight in their voice, the hunger, the wonder, and the reverence that they feel when they speak of you. They are unaware of the fact that when they speak of you, the house moves. You have turned into a narrative that other people can't help but listen to, and this sensation is now extending beyond your immediate vicinity. Your presence is not merely being contemplated. Rather, you are being called upon. They didn't intend to, but their excitement caused them to spill more than they intended to. The conversation began with a few casual references, a fleeting smile when your name was mentioned, and a passing allusion that alluded to something more profound. However, emotion has a way of making lips more adamant. The people around them have started to take note of them because they have been talking about you so frequently and with such zeal. Friends, co-workers, cousins, and even people who normally don't care about anyone's romantic life are now paying attention to what they have to say about you. They were not merely hearing affection, rather, they were hearing adoration. Your name was not spoken in a manner that was emotionless or unfelt. It was energized, blazing, and alive when it emerged. As if it were a secret that someone couldn't wait to reveal, it was revealed. In the present moment, these individuals, who were never intended to learn about you, are displaying a subtle and silent curiosity. They are making an effort to assign a persona to the fantasy. They are curious about you. They are following your stories, and they are browsing through your images and posts as if they were detectives who were falling in love with a case that they did not fully comprehend. To some, your energy is so captivating that they become fixated on it. Even if they are unfamiliar with you, they can't help but think about specific aspects of you. Without making any effort or obtaining permission, your aura is passing through them. You are beginning to appear in their everyday lives, including their dreams, their discussions, and their casual scans through social media. There is no longer a focus just on who you are. Rather, it is about how you make someone feel, even when they are not physically present. You didn't stumble here by accident. You were led. If something in your spirit is stirring, don't ignore it. Tap Join to access exclusive content, prophetic insights, and a community of purpose-driven souls. This isn't just a membership. It's your moment of alignment. Step into who you were born to be. Welcome to the Chosen. Your name is appearing in conversations that you were not aware you were a part of, in rooms that you have never entered, and among individuals who have never even looked you in the eye. There are some people who talk about you with amazement, some with envy, and a few with curiosity that is so acute that it feels intrusive. They are powerless to stop it. You have turned into a vibration that they are unable to ignore, a frequency that had previously engaged them through another individual, but now has a hold on them on a personal level. Despite the fact that you never made an effort to attract their attention, they are suddenly unable to quit staring at you since someone else was unable to stop talking. The fire has now spread to other areas. As a result of listening to your person talk about you, those individuals are now projecting their dreams onto you. They have constructed a full vision in their thoughts, which is constructed from snippets of stories that they have overheard and lengthy glances at your photographs. They want to believe that they are familiar with you and that they comprehend your personality, your presence, and your essence. In spite of everything, what they have produced is not you. Rather, it is their own desire dressed up in your silhouette. Despite the fact that it is a version of you that was born out of jealousy, admiration, or longing, it feels real to them. Specifically, it feels intimate. The line starts to become less clear at that point. A stealthy, fluid, and subconscious attachment to a parasocial relationship is developing. People have developed emotional responses to a person they have never even had the opportunity to meet. Despite the fact that you did not consent to play the lead role in this mental theater, you are the main character. They evaluate themselves in relation to you, evaluating their value in relation to your attractiveness. Some individuals experience feelings of inadequacy, while others find themselves daydreaming about becoming you, and a few even ponder what it would be like to be in your position. The situation is no longer benign. It is an invasion of psychic space. It's possible that some people will even romanticize the concept of you, treating you more like a symbol than a person. They have the ability to provide meaning to your facial expressions, captions, and even your silence. They not only fill in the blanks with dreams that have nothing to do with your reality, but they also read between the lines that you have never written. Although it is not always malevolent, this psychological intrusion is always intrusive. It is a violation of energy that is completely engulfed in interest. There are people who are observing you in silence, wondering why you are so memorable without making any effort to be such. The question that keeps them up at night is that one. You don't make a lot of noise, you don't make an effort to get people's attention, but you still linger. You are like a spell that refuses to break, and you haunt both timelines and thoughts. Because they are unable to identify the influence that you have, they analyze it in their heads, dissecting you in an effort to comprehend the glow that you exude. It is not merely a matter of interest, rather, it is a form of psychic interference that is causing them to wake up their own inner wants. Simply by being, your energy has revealed what people desire, what they do not have, and what they wish they were. In addition, rather than looking inward, they are staring at you, watching you, and attempting to decipher you, since you have become the mirror that they did not ask for, but are now unable to avoid looking at. There is a possibility that you will experience unexpected anxiousness, pressure, or the sensation that eyes are watching you, particularly on social media. This peculiar feeling of being studied, dissected, and consumed comes all of a sudden and without any prior information. The unshakable feeling that something is off, that you are being examined, and that your energy is being touched by hands that you cannot see, is occurring despite the fact that you did not publish anything that might be considered controversial, and that you did not say anything that was out of place. You are not experiencing paranoia. Rather, your heavenly radar is being activated. This is your intuition, drawing attention to the fact that they are curious. If your heart overflows with God's blessings, let that love shine. Click the super thank you button and give $20 or more to plant seeds of faith that will impact countless lives. Your generosity reflects His abundance. Be a vessel of His grace and watch His kingdom flourish through you. You are now the focal point of an audience that stands in silence. Although they may not always remark, like, or share, their eyes are constantly present, whether they are scrolling, zooming, or repeating. Although it is silent, it is always present. They are attempting to read your energy through pixels and filters, discovering hints in your captions, your stillness, and your grin. They are trying to read your energy. You are aware of it, even if you are unable to comprehend the reason for it. In addition, your physical body and your spirit begin to react. It's possible that you experience a desire to clear up your online space, archive images, or simply be quiet. It is not insecurity that causes you to pull back. Rather, it is spiritual knowledge that causes you to adhere to that drive, not out of fear, but rather out of a desire to protect yourself in a sacred manner. Your higher self is urging you to withdraw, to cloak, and to shelter yourself. You are not intended to be accessible to each and every person. Your power was never intended to be consumed by a large number of people. And at this very moment, those unseen eyes are not all observing with the intention of doing so. These individuals are not merely digital onlookers. Their energy is reaching out to you through screens, through mentions, and through ideas. A few of them aren't even aware of how completely they've been drawn into your frequency. Some of them want to know you, others want to be you, and still others want to be everyone else. However, their attention is armed with teeth, and their focus carries weight. Since it is real, you are able to feel it. Always remember to keep your feet on the ground, guard your aura, and never question your gut feelings. If something does not feel quite right, it most likely is. You are not absorbing energy that was not welcomed into your life. If you feel exhausted after posting, it is not because of your own thoughts. There is no requirement for the divine feminine to be always visible in order to possess power. There are times when the most magnetic force is the one that disappears, compelling others to pursue a shadow that they are unable to completely control. You are being transferred your energy because the person you are talking to is talking about you with a lot of intensity. Each and every word that they have spoken about you carries an emotional charge, and emotion is a mode of transmission. It does not disappear. Rather, it moves. The words that they have spoken about you are not remaining confined to the ears of the people who are listening to them. Rather, they are going through them, vibrating out into their surroundings, and forming a web of connection that is wholly energetic. The individuals who have been exposed to your name, your narrative, and your spirit are now connected to you through the medium of frequency. Individuals who hear about you have a magnetic pull. This is an example of energy imprinting. There is a possibility that the person who mentioned you did so with a fiery tone in their voice, admiration in their gaze, or a yearning in their tone. And that feeling did not merely remain in the atmosphere. Rather, it merged into the others who were listening. They were unable to escape its influence on their neural systems. By virtue of your second-hand commitment, you have left an impression on people. They did not express a desire to experience this, but now they do. Some people are perplexed and ask, "Why can't I stop thinking about this person I've never met?" They find themselves glancing at your profile more than once, thinking about you at various times throughout the day, and wondering not only how you appear, but also how you sound, and what it is about you that makes you unique. Although they are unaware of it, it is a form of energetic crosstalk. What they are holding is fragments of the preoccupation of another person. They are harboring emotions that do not even belong to them, but at this point, they are living inside of them nevertheless. There is a powerful spiritual force emanating from you, and it is being transmitted through second-hand accounts. You never made a request to be broadcast, and you never attempted to attract the attention of these individuals. However, due to the fact that your person was unable to contain themselves, you are now on the minds of other people. This is not merely a matter of interest. Rather, it is resonance or psychic tagging. Because of the vividness of what they heard about you, you are now a part of their subconscious. It is not via likes or followers that the unseen is disseminated. Rather, it is through frequency, through passion, through repetition, and through obsession that is passed from one vessel to another. They do not comprehend the reason why you continue to linger in their thoughts and why your aura clings to their thoughts. But you do. This is due to the fact that once your energy is expressed, it does not go. Rather, it expands. Your person is beginning to understand. They have, without intending to do so, made it possible for other people to stare at you. It used to feel like a harmless admiration, but now it's starting to feel more like an exposure. They are coming to the conclusion that they have made you visible to those who were never supposed to see you. This realization is sitting in their chest and is developing in intensity, and their thoughts are now filled with a sense of regret. You're not here by chance. Feel the pull? Tap Join to unlock truth, purpose, and a tribe that gets it. This is more than a membership. It's your calling. They are unable to retract the words uttered, nor are they able to rewind the instances in which they spoke your name in an excessively free, frequent, and loud manner. The protective instincts are beginning to take over. The feeling is not one of envy. Rather, it is one of defense and reverence for something sacred that was incorrectly handled. Someone else imagining you, watching you, or wondering about you is something that they do not want to happen. On the other hand, they do not wish to reveal the version of you that they have grown to like. When it comes to your inner essence, they want that version to be kept hidden behind a spiritual lock and key. Having witnessed the manner in which other people are reacting to your energy, they are now experiencing a sense of urgency to protect you. In order to protect the link, they are withdrawing their presence and being silent. The lips that were once unable to stop talking about you have become silent. This is not because they are experiencing a decrease in their feelings. Rather, it is because they have now realized how loud they were. This quiet is a declaration of love and a promise. They are taking on the position of the protector, and protection in this moment appears to be a form of concealment, a form of vanishing your name from talks, and a form of keeping what is holy away from ears that are eager for it. As a means of putting an end to inquiries, they can even act as if they haven't communicated with you in quite some time. Deflecting, evading, and rerouting the energy is what they are doing. In a way that is both subtle and sacred, it is a withdrawal. In order to repair the loose threads of energy that they allowed to run out, they are putting a stop to the excessive sharing. Because they are now aware of it, they are experiencing a change. They are attempting to put a stop to the echo before it develops into a storm, because what they let out is now coming back around to them. They have come to terms with the harsh reality that not everyone is deserving of access to your frequency. And now they are learning how to move differently, with intention, with silence, and with reverence for the heavenly thing that they almost gave away without even recognizing it. The members of their circle are not unanimous in their support for this relationship. What started off as speculation has developed into something more sinister, including envy, distrust, and a tinge of anger. It has not gone unnoticed that the manner in which your person speaks of you, the gentleness in their voice, and the apparent shift in their energy have all been considered. The fact that they no longer have access to something or someone that they once understood is something that some of the individuals who are closest to them are starting to sense. Jealousy, on the other hand, is a power that exists in the background. It may grin and nod in accord, but it is dripping with covert intentions. Some others can start to feel envious of how sincerely your individual speaks about you. You've become a benchmark that they didn't anticipate, a level of emotional intensity that they are unable to achieve. There is more to it than just you. It is about the things that you stand for, such as power, magnetism, and transformation. Individuals that are in close proximity to your person are witnessing their development in real time, and rather than feeling inspired, some of them feel frightened, due to the fact that whenever there is a transformation, there is also a gap, and whenever there is a distance, uneasiness eventually follows. The result of this could be gossip, covert acts of sabotage, or covert display of competitiveness. The following are examples of queries that are not posed out of curiosity, but rather out of control. Are you sure they're worth it? Why are you so caught up? What if it's just infatuation? These are not neutral inquiries, words that are twisted behind closed doors, jokes that seem innocent but loaded with poison. The purpose of these interventions is to sow seeds of uncertainty and to disrupt the foundation of what your partner feels for you. This tension is being picked up by masculine, and he may be attempting to distance himself from specific individuals. The conversations have altered, and the vibes have shifted as well. Some of the people in whom he used to confide now experience feelings of insecurity, reactivity, and excessive investment in something that was never theirs to retain. This is not merely a social annoyance, rather, it is interference on a spiritual level. He is aware of it in his belly, and as a result, the inner circle starts to become smaller. At this time, Loyalty is being reassessed. As the new border, silence takes its place. What was first a feeling of adoration from other people may now feel like an intrusion of vigorous energy. They are aware of the fact that you have ignited something within him, but rather than enjoying it, they want to exert control over it. On the other hand, the more profound his connection to you gets, the more their envy becomes apparent. He is currently gaining an understanding of the distinction between people who cheer on love and others who discreetly try to stifle it. He is also learning the difference between witnesses and bystanders. From being a chaser to a sovereign, you have developed. There is no denying that shift, and it is spreading through your aura like a wildfire. This kind of power is magnetic because you don't reach out, you don't beg, and you don't explain that you have it. Even the folks who are in close proximity to them are able to sense it. Your circle of friends and acquaintances may now feel the change as well, noticing how your glow has become more intense and how your energy does not seek attention, but rather commands it. Currently, masculinity is aware of competition. Because some members of their own circle are able to sense your light, it is disturbing to be conscious of this fact. You have become a symbol of something that they want for, but are unable to identify. Your whole existence has become a mirror, one that reflects back to them the same immobility that they have experienced. However, rather than driving him away, it acts as a spark that ignites a fire within him. A need to climb, to match, to meet you at your frequency rather than pull you down to theirs has been aroused as a result of your actions. They desire to not only possess you, but also to be deserving of you, and they want to be the one who merits you. Reflection has been compelled by your development, and action has been required by your independence. You are the reason that they look at themselves and question, "Am I enough?" And not out of shame, but rather because you are the source of inspiration. You did not pursue anything, and you did not beg. You simply became. And that transformation has caused a stir. You have never stated anything that can compare to the volume of your glow-up. The sensation is being experienced in rooms that you have never been in, and they are able to hear it quite well. Not out of fear, but out of reverence, your individual is gaining an understanding of the power that lies behind secret. The things that were once freely spoken, such as your connection, your presence, and their emotions, are now considered hallowed ground. They are being led on a spiritual level to conceal you in plain sight, in order to safeguard what is divine from the gaze of wandering eyes and energy that has not been invited. It is no longer avoidance. Rather, silence is a tactic and a source of strength. Individuals are starting to realize that the fewer individuals who are aware of your status, the fewer people who have the ability to interfere with it. It is not necessary to name every feeling, nor is it necessary to give attention to every single detail. Distance is not the issue here. Defense is. This is the kind of love that does not require applause in order to feel genuine. It is the kind of love that does not perform for the sake of receiving confirmation. This recent stillness does not indicate a lack of connection. Rather, it indicates maturation. It is the transition from a state of infatuation to one of intention, from idleness to knowledge. They have stopped talking, not because they are experiencing less, but rather because they have finally come to terms with the significance of what they are experiencing. Once again, they will not take the risk. Your relationship is evolving into something that is too holy to be spoken about out loud. In the spirit, love that is quiet is nonetheless loud. In stillness, the connection does not decrease. Rather, it strengthens. There is a sacred quality to privacy at this moment, and there is a magnetic allure to being near to yourself without being seen. Those individuals are aware that when love is genuine, it does not require to be displayed. Rather, it must be preserved.